Hello, this is Inevitable Tech. I am George. I just want to show you how to work with VS Code and how to set it up for the initial work that you want to start. So basically, the first thing you need to do in order to start up your work is to download VS Code from code.visualstudio.com, as you can see from this web page. Then you also need to install Git, which you can download from git-scm.com. So you install this so that you can be able to install an extension known as Git Bash or Start Git Bash in your VS Code, so that you can be able to access various functionality of Git on the terminal of your VS Code. Also, the reason why you install Git is so that you can be able to access npm functions from the terminals of your Visual Studio Code. Now, for you to have or get the npm install in your computer, you have to install what we call as Node.js. So Node.js can be found on the website nodejs.org. So from here you can be able to download various versions for either a Mac operating system or even Windows operating system. So it will come with this page. So from there you can be able to download which fits you most according to the system that you have in terms of computer and the rest. Now, once you have installed these programs that I've mentioned, you can go to your VS Code and you can go to the extension part, from where you can be able to install um, a couple of extensions that are very useful. So from here, you can be able to install the likes of live, uh, live, uh, live server. So you install this live server. You can also install you'll install this particular one called live server. So I already have installed it. For this one, helps you to create a simple a local server for testing your website as you move on or as you work on it. Then you also have to install this one called Live SaaS Compiler. So you can install it. It will also be able to help you convert your SCSS code or your SAS codes into CSS. You also need to install a third extension, which is very important, and it is the reason why we install the Git program, or the reason why you downloaded a Git program. So the one we need to install is called Start Git Bash. This one you have to install Start Git Bash. So currently mine is installed and it is working well. So after doing that, you will go to the terminal here. Then anytime you click on the terminal, and you are in a directory you're working with, you can be able to write your commands using git bash, as you can see. So you can be able to access it from here. And by default, mine has been enabled on my VS Code so that I can be able to access the various terminal that I need. Of course, if you want to, you can also host your project on other different platforms. Like you can download XAMPP or even WAMP, which are basically used to host and test web pages, you instead of using live server. So there are different ways, and there are so many ways of going around this. So those are the basic extensions that you need to get started. So I'm going to create a simple a simple folder from where we want to start developing our web page. And there are a couple of things that we need to do even as we start. So the first and the foremost is to create a folder. So you can create the folder anywhere on your desktop. But personally, because I usually use XAMPP, so I can create the folder within that htdoc folder found in XAMPP. So if you don't have XAMPP, you don't need to worry. But because personally, I I normally work with XAMPP, so most of my projects are placed or stored within a XAMPP folder. So within this folder, there is a special folder within XAMPP that you use to store most of the files or the project. So it's known as htdoc. So inside here, you can create a folder and give it a name. So because we are going to work on a simple web page, so I'm going to call it web test web. That is the name of my folder. So this is where I'm going to start creating my website using VS Code. Of course, we are also going to use npm to install some bootstrap packages, because we would want to format and use some functionality from bootstrap, which are very important, so we can be able to work with some of the already existing SAS files which are based within or are found within the package of bootstrap. So the first thing after doing that is to go back to my VS Code. So from here, I need to open that folder, or I can open it from here by going to File, then click Open Folder, then I locate the folder itself like this. So I go to the local disk C, then go to XAMPP, then go to htdocs, then locate my folder, which is test web, then I click select folder. So the folder will be created for me. As you can see, it is starting up. So the folder has been opened for me. So that is how you can do it. Or alternatively, you can go to the current directory where the folder is. You right click on the folder, then you click open with code. So you select this option, and then you wait for it to set up for you or open for you that given folder. So this is how the initial page look like. So the first and the foremost thing I'm going to do within this folder is to create my index.html. So how do I do that? I'll come here within this task pane and click a new file. If I want to create a folder, I'll click here. So this one is for creating, this icon here is for creating a new file. This one here is for creating a new folder as you wish. So we are going to create both. So for the first one, I'm going to create my first web page here, so which is going to be the index file. So I'm going to click that bit, then write the name of the file, then put HTML, then press enter. So the file will have been created. So the next thing is to now make use of the npm to install the bootstrap package. So what I'm going to do now, bootstrap package normally come in form of module package. So this is what we do. You go to the terminal, you click new terminal because currently I don't have any. Then your terminal will open as this, as you can see. So you'll be able to see this extension. So as you can see, that is where my folder is currently sitting. So the next thing is to check. So if you want to know the version of the npm that you are having, so you can type here npm dash v, then you see should be able to give you the version of the npm that is currently in your system. So it will take some time, as you can see, but not much. So you just give it time to work. So it just depends also on your computer, as the speed of your computer. So as you can see, the version of my npm is version 8.10.0. So the next thing I'm going to do is to write npm space, then I do init dash y, then I press enter. So that's how I'll be able to install the basic initial files that are needed to be able to install bootstrap. So I do press enter, then wait for the files to be created. Once they are created, you'll be able to see them right here. So as you can see, the file which is package.json has been installed in my directory. So this one basically carry the main specific files, or the basic file that is needed for the installation of bootstrap. So I'm going to write there now npm install, then I do bootstrap bootstrap. So I must make sure, or you rather have to make sure that you've been able to type the spelling correctly. So then you press enter. Then you wait for the computer to respond. So as you can see, it is able to start the installation. So the installation is currently going on. So we just give it time to finish. So that is it. So it is done. So you can be able to see that we have the node module. So within here, we have also the popper.js. We also have the bootstrap. These are some of the files that we are going to use. Let me just give you we have the SAS files which have already been created for us. So we are going to make use of them as we go along. There's also uh, there's also the JS files that have already been created. So this is basically a package for you. So you'll make use of it. So the next thing that we will do when we link up next time is now to begin building our website, and we'll start by creating a SAS folder, and then we create our first SAS and be able to see how the SAS compiler is able to work. So the key thing here was to note or get to understand how you can install uh, Node.js, which in return will provide you with the npm. So the main reason why we install Node.js is so that we have the npm, because automatically Node.js come with that. So when you install Node.js in your computer, it will also install npm. Though there are so many things you can do with Node.js, but in our case, we wanted to be able to use it to make sure that we have npm package in our system, so that we be able to install node modules, and even to install some icons. So we can also install bootstrap icons. So we'll get to use them in our next video. So thank you for sticking around and watching this video. So if you are watching or watching this video for the first time, please make sure to subscribe to support the channel. Thank you.